Hello everybody, my name is Aiden and welcome back to another video, Bulls Nation. This is going to be a video that for some people may be just a throwaway video in the sense that it's not really talking much about the Chicago Bulls current team, what's going to happen in the regular season, what's going to happen in the East season tournament or the playoffs or whatever the case may be. This is not even a video really about basketball. However, there is a former Chicago Bull that returns recently to the United Center, to a lot of people cheering his name, giving him the love and support and everything in between. And I do want to talk about it. And also, since I am a wrestling fan, I also want to talk about it from that point of view as well. So what we're going to talk about today is Dennis Rodman returning to Chicago, returning to the United Center, maybe not for the Bulls, but for AEW. We're going to talk about that in this video. Before we get any further, if you like the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and comment down below your thoughts about Dennis Rodman making his return to Chicago, filled and cheered by many people in Chicago. And Dennis Rodman making his return, if there's anybody that's going to be, I guess, returning in a wrestling way, it would have been Dennis Rodman. Again, this guy is just on a different level of, I guess, not just a different level. And he's like, the vibe is just so different with Dennis Rodman compared to everybody else. And I'm absolutely here for it. Again, he was in a match way back when in the 90s. You guys probably know mostly about this, but pretty much he was in a match in WCW and Karl Malone was also involved in the same match. So again, I'm very excited to see how a current day Dennis Rodman can get involved in the world of wrestling. And of course, being at the United Center, I can only imagine the feelings he must have went through during that moment where he was getting cheered and people were so happy to see him. And of course, being a Bulls legend, even in the short time that he was here, a Bulls legend has won 3 championships, I believe, with the Chicago Bulls and has done all these great things as a member of the Chicago Bulls. To get cheered at a sporting event that has nothing to do with basketball is, again, it kind of shows how much, you know, I'm not from Chicago. I never claimed to be from Chicago, but as someone that supports the Bulls and as someone that does support a couple of other American sports, I'm not going to name the ones, obviously wrestling is one of them, but the fact that Chicago is basically loyal to every single franchise that they have, it's incredible to see. And a lot of, I guess, wrestling is known in Chicago. Chicago is one of the more popular wrestling cities in the entire United States, pretty much in the entire world. So again, it's kind of nice to see the sports correlate with each other because I like both sports. I like Dennis Rodman, I like wrestling, and I like the Bulls, and I like basketball. I mean, it's a perfect world for me where I get to sit and watch all these things happen all at once, and I'm sure a lot of other people felt the same. He was in a segment with a couple of people, Jeff Jarrett and all them. I even think he hit someone with a guitar. Again, crazy scenes for Dennis Rodman. But again, I am here for it. I'm here to see Dennis Rodman just, again, be that guy that, you know, brings the energy up in a crowd or brings the vibe and stuff like that. He's a charismatic person, Dennis Rodman is. But again, at the United Center, this was at the United Center. This was in a situation where he said he hasn't been there for 13 years. 13 years he didn't go to Chicago. And that's the warm welcome he gets when he comes back. Again, if you could do well in Chicago, man, you're going to be loved for a long time. Let that be a lesson to every Chicago Bulls fan, past, present, and in the future. If you're drafted here or you sign here in free agency, once you solidify your legacy as a Chicago Bull or just a person that brings success to the organization, you will be remembered as someone that has done so, and you'll be cheered to the moon and back. And it's something to take note. So look, you know, current Bulls, learn that lesson. If you bring some success to the Chicago Bulls, you will be remembered. Even Derrick Rose is another example of this. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, even though people don't necessarily like his actions, people still respect what he brings to the Chicago Bulls back then and how big he was of a contributor to those championships. And Dennis Rodman is another one that gets cheered, respected. People really admire what he was able to do. And again, I'm glad that it correlated to multiple different sports, but it's a throwaway video. I'm not going to lie to you and say, you know, what does this impact for the Chicago Bulls main team or anything like that? It doesn't mean anything for the Chicago Bulls main team. There is no correlation whatsoever outside of the fact he's a former Chicago Bull who's won championships with this Bulls team and is able to have a special moment at the United Center. That's all I really wanted to talk about in this video, but I'm sure there will be some news tomorrow, news after tomorrow. Again, we're going to be posting Bulls content every single day. So there will be more Bulls videos out there. So if this is a throwaway video for you guys, if you don't have any interest in this, that's absolutely fine. But one thing I wanted to say before I go, before I take my leave for today, since I've been away from YouTube, again, this video will be uploaded to multiple different platforms, but for the YouTube crowd out there, since I've been away for a long time on YouTube, or just in general, you know, it could be anywhere, I'd really like to do a Q&A. I'd really like to, again, because there's so much I haven't talked about in that space. I missed a lot of things. So I would love to get your interaction with you guys. I'll be sure to leave a community post as well. If we can get some questions in there, you know, that you want my opinion on, I would absolutely love to answer them in a video. And yeah, I'm just really excited to kind of get that going. So hopefully we can get some questions. Hopefully I'll be able to answer those questions. And yeah, again, I want to apologize for missing a lot, but you know, I'm back now and I'm very excited to kick on. And, you know, for everybody that does have a question, I'd love to answer them. And yeah, anyway, we're also going to do more live streams as the Bulls content goes around. Not straight away, probably more towards when the season begins. We'll do some watch-alongs. I'm thinking as well, maybe this is a little bit of a channel update video as well. I was thinking, instead of doing Bulls weekly episodes where we go... we make a video every week discussing the Bulls player of the week, defensive player of the week, must improve of the week. We look at all the Bulls record and stuff like that. Maybe for Bulls weekly coming up, I could potentially do a live stream where we could talk about the entire Bulls week and how we can maybe see what happens next week and stuff like that. Maybe try to get more interaction within that week. I'm thinking about it. I can't guarantee anything because, again, if I live stream a couple of those things and there's not many people attending or people don't want to watch it, then I might revert it back. But I'm thinking for the start of the year, for preseason, I might live stream a Bulls weekly episode and see how that goes. Trial and error. You trial things. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, it is what it is. We move on. So there's your video about Dennis Rodman. There's your video about, I guess, the channel updates. And by the way, this is just for the YouTube crowd. If you're watching anywhere else, things are going to be the exact same. So don't even worry about that if you're from anywhere else, or if you even bother to, you know, care. It is what it is. Some people just watch what they watch and don't watch what they don't want to watch. It is what it is. But that's my video for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Drop a like and a follow if you are new, and I will see you in the next Chicago Bulls related video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.